Tell you, this Connor McGovern has been just wiping it down on his side of the ball. They may have found a little something in there. Ron Leary's done a great job for him in the right guard position. He's out now with that back injury. But Connor McGovern, when they say block down, he blocks down.
Jeremiah George, backup linebacker, injured for the Colts.
Right there. Watch him just wipe out that whole side over there. On the backside, Stevenson with a good block, but and then we have seen Devontae Booker say, hey, I can run through a hole like that. They were impressed. Connor McGovern, I think his first game back had to play against Ndamukong Suh, and that didn't go so well, but since then he's made a pretty good impression.
I talked to John Elway on the field before the game, and he said, we're trying to win games here. And fans get frustrated. They want you to lose these games, get a higher pick. He said, we're trying to win games and we're trying to evaluate players. And it's a great opportunity to watch a guy like McGovern, a 5th-round pick last year. Do you have what it takes? Do we have another guard here? Osweiler's arm looks really good here. Sanders on the sideline. Got the feet down with the catch to the Colts side. The 47 brings up 3rd and 2.
Yeah, one of the other things Brock Osweiler was telling us was that, you know, when you go to Houston and you go to Cleveland and then they ship you back, and basically it's like nobody wants you. He said there was a real fire that was lit in my belly. It was like the minute the plane landed in Denver, I just felt different. I felt inspired to be back with my original group. And now he's getting a chance to prove it.
Saw it in the huddle right there, too. Booker, not going to get there. Only a yard for Devontae Booker. Jonathan Hankins, we've called his name several times. Former 2nd-round pick of the Giants. One of the additions to bolster this roster this year on defense.
There we go. It's Jonathan Hankins. And of course, you know him. He was a big stud on that defensive line. You know, it's so funny for me, Mike, to watch this Colts defense that was forever built around their pass rushers on the outside. And now they're much stronger stopping the run with the interior than they are rushing the passer.
It is odd. 23rd against the run this year. 4th and a long yard. Empty the backfield. Osweiler's got to find someone. Contact to the flat. As Demaryius Thomas was taken down, that continuing battle with Quincy Wilson, won this time by the Broncos.
Holding, defense number 44. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Antonio Morrison is called there. Either way, first down for Denver.
Yeah, it definitely was not 44. 44, Antonio Morrison never got close to anybody.
He's at the scene of the crime at the end.
Yeah, believe me, if he held somebody, he's got really long arms. I think it was 31 Quincy Wilson.
It was. They just looked up and he was the guy at the flag. So C.J. Anderson to the left. Gain of about 5 yards. You see Paradis there and that battle. Paradis loses his helmet, 61 the center. Those are the things that, as you're watching a little more of the game from Skycam, Chris, it's an appreciation for the grinders in the league and the guys who we don't see play in, play out, and what they have to do every play.
Well, and oh man, there's one of our guys, John Bostic, we got a chance to talk with.
Linebacker down for a moment, injury timeout.
I gotta get out of here. Which way? I don't know. What am I looking for? Something I can't see. I can feel it. It's magic. Sauvage. Dior.
Available at Macy's.
The wait is over. The Last Jedi is full of rousing surprises.
It's now or never!
It's flat out terrific. This one changes everything. Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Rated PG-13. See it tonight.
Barry Sanders is one of the greatest running backs in football history. When it came to ducking defenders, nobody did it better. He's also a serious dodgeball player.
Here's the spin. Patriots left. Holy mackerel. Barry still got it.
But when it comes to mortgages, he's less confident. Fortunately, there's Rocket Mortgage. It's simple, so he can understand the details and be sure he's getting the right mortgage. Apply simply, understand fully, mortgage confidently. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans.
Are you sure you're wrapping that correctly?
Oh, well, it doesn't matter how you wrap it. Your gift is already wrapped in America's most awarded network. Blanche, it happened again.
A gift is only as good as the network it's on.
Now through January 2nd, get a holiday credit of up to $3,000 on select models.
Well, this place is referred to by the locals as the house that Peyton built, and there is the statue that went up this year for Peyton Manning. Of course, setting milestones and winning games, both of these franchises. December of 2004, that was touchdown pass 49. Broke the record of 48 that Dan Marino had for so long. And then Peyton breaking the all-time touchdown record as a member of the Broncos on that Sunday night, number 509. Of course, his name all over the record books in the lore of these two franchises forever. Great Peyton Manning. C.J. Anderson on a flag down, running to the right for the 28-yard line. He got the first down. Looked like the Colts were in the neutral zone.
Defense number 95. Penalties decline. First down.
Jonathan Hankins. Of course, that Peyton Manning record, it was 49 touchdowns. Then Brady had the 50 season. Then Manning re-breaks it with the 55. I love that ring of honor over there. You got a bunch of Colts around, but Peyton Manning's name is alone at that end zone.
Alone for two different teams, isn't it? I cannot help but think a little bit about Peyton Manning ended his career going to another team and winning another Super Bowl, right?
It's Denver.
And you just wonder, with what Eli went through this year, what might happen with him this coming year.
C.J. Anderson on the run to the left. Did good work to get to the 21-yard line. A couple shy of the first down. You saw John Bostic on the sideline between the plays there. He was shaken up on that last run before we took a break. He was rolled up on.
Starting to work the edges a little bit and then getting those wide receivers involved, cracking back on some of the safeties on the inside now. I'll tell you, anytime I saw 14 Cody Latimer in the game, I'd be thinking, who is he coming in here to block? He's in the slot right now.
Look for a moment there at Anthony Walker, 50. He's in for Bostic at linebacker. Osweiler taking a shot at the end zone, and Latimer caught it for the touchdown.
Pulled down.
Cody Latimer, 22 yards, former Hoosier.
Working against DJ White, who's in as a substitute here. But I love this, Mike. I just love this. When a guy makes a big block for his teammates, springs a run, and you come right back to him, throw him a touchdown pass. Now that's payoff. That's what it's supposed to be. And how about Brock Osweiler? He is just created a little. That ball was even hit there by DJ White, and Latimer able to hang on.
McManus for the lead, and Denver has come back after being down 10-0 to take the lead. Cody Latimer played in Indiana, comes back to Indianapolis, gets a touchdown from Osweiler.
Don't let a win defeat your drive. Keep your eye on the ball.
You can be smarter when you strive.
There are no limits. Put yourself to the test.
Because better is a never-ending quest.
The all-new Accord Touring, now with a powerful turbocharged engine. It's our most impressive Honda ever.
Weekend deals are back at Target. This weekend, save 20% on Star Wars toys, apparel, and home decor. Save big with weekend deals every weekend. Only at Target.
Guess what I just got? Hello, guys. That's a big phone.
In your arms. You've been
Get up to $400 toward a Galaxy Note 8 or S8 with qualifying trade-in. Only on Samsung.com.
13-hour smoked brisket from a fast food place doesn't make sense. But this is Arby's. We don't make sense. We make sandwiches. Arby's, we have the meat.
Audiences everywhere are cheering for the #1 comedy in America.
Oh, yeah!
Cut down a cell phone tower.
Am I in trouble?
It's flat out hilarious.
There's a pack of wolves on you. Don't make eye contact. I already did.
Daddy's Home 2, rated PG-13.
I can taste it. I can taste it. Taste
it. I'm excited to be a snowboarder. I'm excited to be an Olympian. I'm enjoying every moment of it. It's like when I was younger, on the mountain, having a good time. And that's how I have to keep it.
Shaun White double goal.
To win again would be everything.
This looks fun on Monday. Ellen DeGeneres, famous for those games, supersized and coming to prime time in the biggest game show on TV. Ellen's game special preview Monday after the Voice finale on NBC. It's a big night Monday night.
She is hilarious.
Makes you laugh all the time. Colts. That's been part of the story of their season. No return on the McManus kickoff. It's a touchback. And Thursday Night Football is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more. Save the quarterbacks from hits. That's what they need to do here in Indianapolis. Last year, every year lately, it's been different combos. 12 more than any other team. And Andrew Luck taking the brunt of it. Those 41 sacks, second in the league. Jacoby Brissett, 48 sacks right now, first in the league. They'd be the second team to allow two different quarterbacks to be the most or the second most sacked in consecutive seasons. Broncos fans of a certain age remember 40 years ago and the struggles Denver was having. It's been hard for Brissett. Pass down the sideline for Josh Ferguson. Reserve running back is incomplete. I mentioned they've got to do a major rebuild here. Chris Ballard was hired in January to replace Ryan Grigson as the general manager. He comes from Kansas City, does Ballard. He was the player personnel guy, director of football operations the last 4 years. He was a scout for the Bears for a long time. And Chris, there are a lot of things they've got to figure out. And just to update everyone, we talked to Chuck Pagano. Chuck got an email from Andrew Luck, who's been over in Europe doing rehab, getting his treatment to try to come back and be ready off the shoulder surgery that he had before the season, back in January. Second and 10%'s got nothing open here, and it's incomplete for T.Y. Hilton. He'll bring up third down. So Luck has the surgery in January. No OTAs, no minicamp. They hope he's going to come back. They put him on PUP. And then he practices twice with the team, and the soreness is back. So he's got to get this shoulder figured out. He goes overseas to Europe, where his trainer has done some work. And we've seen people go to Europe, like Peyton Manning.
Big names.
Like Kobe Bryant. Treatments that aren't available here in the U.S. Look, this is the face of the franchise. They want to know, is Luck going to be okay next year? The good news is he's supposed to be back in the building for the Colts coming up next week. Brissett's pass is incomplete, too tall for Chester Rogers. And after the touchdown, it's a 3-and-out for the Denver defense.
You know, the thing that impressed me the most about that was, A, they thought he was going to have to do all these sort of treatments over there that apparently, or at least they're telling us, may not have had to happen. But the big issue was that the strength in that shoulder, he had altered fundamentally the way he threw the football. He wasn't taking the ball back as far, and the pain kept getting worse, and even when he came back, so he really had to go retrain himself on how to throw the football, rehab that shoulder, get the flexibility back in there.
5-yard penalty.
So we were looking back at some of his throws from 2014. There it is, reaching back and making the throw, and you'll see 2016, not quite that same extension. You put the tracer on it, and look how much farther back that is than that, right? I should extend it a little bit, make it official. But, you know, so you see that just like a baseball pitcher, you know, they rear back, you know, Nolan Ryan, those guys, and then they're going to throw it. And the same thing applies to quarterbacks, too.
Start compensating.
Yeah.
48-yard kick by Sanchez, fair caught at the 30.
Introducing the all-new Accord, the most impressive Honda ever. Our quest for better never ends.
Hey there.
Hi.
Looks like someone scored some holiday deals.
Yeah.
But did you check eBay?
Yeah. Wait. No.
What? Have a good one.
Check eBay and get price match guarantee on all the hottest gifts this holiday season. eBay.
Group celebrations are back and Pepsi's all for it. So I'm here celebrating with Dak Prescott and his teammates. Hey, and there's Deion Sanders. It's from 1995.
What's up, bro?
Okay.
Every one of us starts out as a wide-eyed recruit, myself included. If I could go back, I'd tell that kid, get ready. You're going to serve alongside some amazing people. They're going to become like family to you. And together, you'll see them do things that'll help change the world. They'll change you. One day, you're going to look up and be a better you. And this nation will be better for it too. I'm General Dave Goldfein. Come join us. Your nation is waiting.
Tonight, Fallon has SNL host Kevin Hart with the Rockettes.
My body looks great.
Plus, Haley Steinfeld. Haley performs. Hashtags and NFL superlatives.
He was voted electrocuted R. Kelly.
New Tonight Show.
Oh, Brock Osweiler, good numbers as he's coming. If you're just joining us, Trevor Siemian injured his left shoulder, out for the rest of the game. So Osweiler, who started against Philadelphia, New England, and Cincinnati, not exactly two easy starts, those first couple, and then was benched for Paxton Lynch. He's back in charge here, and he's put Denver on top. C.J. Anderson with a good first down run out to the 44-yard line. And Chris, the enthusiasm that we're seeing, it's kind of a good story of a guy getting that chance one more time and feeling it.
Yeah, and you know, it's not just the offense that's feeling it now, because defensively, watch this coming over after that touchdown pass. He grabs Bradley Roby, the defensive back, and said, there you go. Now you've got the lead back. You guys go out there and do your thing now. Because sometimes, and we talked about it earlier, when offenses and defenses pass and one team, one side's playing great and the other's not, it can get ugly out there. It really can. It can divide locker rooms. It can do all those things. Losing is hard. I mean, it is hard. And when one side of the ball is great and the other one is struggling, it makes it even harder. Look at his smiles. We got Chris Harris Jr. He's smiling over there. Keep Talib, that's as close as he comes to a smile.
It's a Denver defense, if you weren't with us at the top. Chris told you. Giving up the fewest yards per game in the league, but many more points than you would expect for those numbers. Shot down the middle! Caught by Jeff Hireman, the tight end! And he's in for the touchdown! What a throw you saw by Osweiler. 54 yards.
Watch the safety drift this way, which is going to leave one-on-one coverage on the back side of it. You have three receivers out to the right, and then Hireman just one-on-one right down the center of the field and makes a heck of a move. Watch Osweiler move the safety that way even more, then snap his head back. You know he hasn't been practicing. Quarterbacks, when you're a backup quarterback, you don't get any practice snaps. So he just had that one from memory, but he remembered how to do this. Go down and have a little party. He'll probably go over and talk to Talib this time.
And I like when coaches do this up 7, try to make it a 2-score game instead of 1, but they have to take the time out as the play clock was running down. So scratch the perfection of that thought. 2:37 to go. For Hireman, the tight end, second career touchdown. It must be you, Collinsworth. He had his first one on Sunday Night Football against the Giants. So when you're in the house, start Hireman in your fantasy game. But the 54-yard catch by 23 yards, the longest of his brief career.
I'll start leaving a tip jar. Look at him. When he snaps his head back, he just fired a bullet over the top of Matthias Farley, but that was something. And from the first throw that he made tonight, we have seen Osweiler play like he just doesn't care. You know?
And what do we always hear? Prepare, be ready, be ready. It's a short week. You're not going to play. Prepare. And he came out from the second he walked between those lines ready to go tonight.
But be loose. Have some fun. Bring some energy to that hunt.
Trying to make it a 9-point lead. Latimer. Or did the hand come down first? He's ruled a touchdown. Or a 2-point conversion, I should say. It's 22-13 as Latimer went up to get it. I said that hand came down. I want to see if that came down on the white before a body part got down.
Let's see. He gets one foot down for sure. Does that other foot snap before the hand hits? Ooh, that is close.
What we got here?
Oh. You know, they've got the toe-heel thing. Do they have the finger-palm thing, too? I mean, I'm serious. I don't know. Because if your toe hits and then your heel drops to the ground, you're out of bounds. I don't know if finger-palm works that way because the fingers were in bounds, but the palm landed out of bounds and before the foot got down.
I think it's going to be hard to flip that.
There's the palm, but the fingers hit first.
You know what's incredible? How many weeks do you go through, and every week it's something new and different? Finger palm, I've never even thought about that in relation to toe heel, but in relation to toe heel, like you said.
It never happens. I mean, when does it matter that your fingers hit and then the palm hits?
After review, the ruling on the field stands.
There you go.
Good.
And Latimer comes down with the 2, and again, it's one of those things. You're being a little more aggressive. You're a 4-9 team here. But instead of kicking the extra point, keeping it a 1-possession game, go for 2. Try to make it a 2-score game. And they do that with Hireman in the touchdown and the 2 for Cody Latimer.
Yeah, how about Cody Latimer? He came in, he got his chance to play in this game because he was blocking so well, and then all of a sudden they started throwing him the football. You find out a lot about people, Mike. I'm just saying, you find there are a lot more people in the training room. A lot more people in that hot tub and getting ice baths and all that stuff. And Coach, I'm hoping I'm going to be able to play this week. And then there's a few Cody Latimers out there and Brock Osweilers that can't wait to get on the field, and they bring some energy to the team.
Opportunity. 2 touchdowns in 99 seconds for the Broncos. And Indy will take over at the 25 with Jacoby Brissett. Chris, you mentioned in New England, understudy for Tom Brady the last year plus. So of course, you want to be like Brady, right? Well, let's check out all the mannerisms here. Got the glove, just like Tom, right?
Yep.
Got the thing on the wrist there. Check out what's going on. Cover the hand warmer when needed. Right?
Yep.
Towel. Pretty similar placement on the towel. Sleeves match too here.
Oh, stop it! He does the whole thing.
Pretty much where we stop for the moment, but. He doesn't have his own line of pajamas. You know, Tom's got those TB12 pajamas. There aren't JB7 pajamas just yet. But why not? Like you said, if you're going to be around the best, do the things that make them good, or at least approach the game the same way. Frank Gore with the carry.
There's one more here, this right foot back thing. Tom Brady now puts that right foot back. We see several quarterbacks, so he can just take a 2-step drop and throw the ball instead of a 3-step drop, so why not? Watch Tom Brady go up and down the field, win Super Bowls and MVPs, and yeah, let me try that too.
And that's not what he was doing at NC State. He started doing that when he got to New England. That's the way they taught it. That's the way he's doing it now. And his pass is complete to the side to T.Y. Hilton. That's a first down across the 35 to the 36.
Well, you know, I mean, Brock Osweiler and Trevor Siemian had a little benefit of a mentor as well, right? Peyton Manning able to train some of those guys too, so why not? You get some of the greatest players in the history of the game and watch how they prepare, and really that's exactly what we were talking with Jacoby Brissett. He said, what did you take away most from Tom Brady? He said, that's easy, the way he prepares. He just makes sure he knows as much as humanly possible.
Brissett scanning the field here, waiting for somebody to come along with him, and he'll just throw it out of bounds to the sideline. Shane Ray was bringing the heat.
Let me give one critique, all right, for Jacoby Brissett, and I think he has a bright future. I really do. If there's anything I would say about him is these are some of the balls he needs to get out of his hand. He tends to scramble to the right. The defenses that we've talked to that are playing it, they know it. He had great success at NC State doing all that kind of stuff. but his time to release is one of the slower ones in the National Football League, and I think he could take some of those hits off of him if he would just be a little quicker.
Delay with Gore up the middle. Frank with a 4-yard run just over the 40-yard line. Chris, is that reading stuff quick just to get the ball out, or is it know when your journey's over and don't try to make a home run on a bad outside pitch, if you will?
You know, they call them dead plays, and there are times when it's just over, and you have to understand that it's really important as the quarterback to not take 48 sacks during the course of a season, because you have to survive. You're the guy that's running the show out there, and it's huge momentum shifts when your quarterback goes down. But I really do think he has a lot in his repertoire. I think he's going to be a real player.
3rd and 5. He keeps this play alive. Eludes 3 Broncos. Got back to the line of scrimmage, and Von Miller didn't stop working on that one. He had 2 shots at him, and then the second one he finally got him to force the punt.
Von Miller makes 27 moves on this play. Watch this one. Here's one. Then move inside. Got him once. Tried to kick him there. That didn't work. Did a split that got a good grade in the Olympics. Then he's going to chase him back across the other side of the field and get the tackle. That's a lot of work for one play.
And there you see Robert Mathis, who for so many years was that 3rd down eraser on the opposite side of Dwight Freeney for Indianapolis. He's now a pass rush consultant with the Colts.
Not bad one either.
4th quarter coming up. Denver scored 15 in that one to take an 8-point lead.
The Winter Olympics, February on NBC.
My father used to say, when the world knocks you down, you get back up again.
Play it first on Xbox One with EA Access.
I came here to spread the game of football, the one that I love, the one that I grew up on, the one that's made me who I am today. Hopefully we can get it, to spread across the world, and everybody love it the way that I do.
Come and enjoy an all-new holiday experience with festive lights, food and entertainment during Christmas in the wizarding world of Harry Potter. Only at Universal Parks and Resorts.
America's love affair with This Is Us just keeps getting stronger. And now all episodes are streaming just in time for the holidays.
You and me, we can do anything.
Emmy-winning This Is Us, streaming now on the NBC app.
There is Von Miller. He was not credited with a sack. A sack was credited on that last play, but was given to Bradley Roby. So Miller's sack counter remains at 10. It's the first sack the Colts have given up all year. My mistake going to break. The lead is 9, not 8. And you watch those guys go cover the punt from a high sky camera. Rigoberto Sanchez kicked it, and Taylor muffed it. He had called for a fair catch, so he knows he can't advance it, but he gets back on the ball inside the 20 at the 16-yard line. 4th quarter here in Indianapolis, and our aerial coverage is provided by Geico. Cool holiday lights outlining the diamond over at Victory Field here in downtown, the home of the Pirates AAA team. And as we see a little baseball image on this cold December night, we all send a great congratulations to our friend Bob Costas. Wednesday announced that he won the Ford C. Frick Award that's presented by the Baseball Hall of Fame for broadcasting excellence and he will join the greats in Cooperstown. None better. And congratulations to Bob.
Is that like making a hole-in-one? Do you have to buy drinks for everybody once you get that?
I think you've just thrown that out there.
I think it's a good concept. I really do.
C.J. Anderson runs on this first down and take it out to the 23-yard line. Let's go down to Heather Cox.
Mike, some issues at linebacker for the Colts. Let's start with John Bostic. He was just fit for a knee brace on his right knee. He's been testing it, backpedaling, shuttling side to side. The Colts are calling his status unknown. As for Jeremiah George, he was in the tent with UNC, that neurotrauma consultant, then had a neck evaluation, and Mike, he will not return.
There's been the story of this year, Heather, for Chuck Pagano and the Colts. His line, so what, now what? Everything that can happen has happened to this team. C.J. Anderson keeping the legs going. Chris told you he's tough to tackle. Into the secondary to the 32 at a first down.
Yeah, and it's especially tough when you end up having to play your backup linebacker in the game. And it's just watch these two linebackers. They look like they're going to end up just being able to take care of this, no problem. But there's the pyramid taking off running. I mean, he really has just been fantastic. Coming back from that knee injury, it happened early enough in the season where he could bounce back. And he's a lot of fun. They have good backs on this team. They really do. Good quarterback now, too.
That's why they're playing well tonight. Devontae Booker runs it to the 38-yard line. Pick up a 5, again, or 6 if you're just joining us. We're showing a lot of the game from Skycam here tonight, which, if you go back to that Falcons-Patriots matchup in Foxborough, became really necessity, the mother of the invention. Show the game from Skycam because it was so foggy, and we've shown you the majority of the game from there. And the gamers who play Madden, that's the view you get, so you understand it. But it takes you as close to the field, really on top of it as you can, and you get an idea for the physical and mental brilliance of the players every single play. Saw Booker's shoulders raise up, and it'll cost him 5.
False start, offense number 23. 5-yard penalty, second down.
You did it for years, Chris. I marvel at, especially the way the game is played at the line of scrimmage so much. All this mental gymnastics, and at that snap, you have to turn the switch to this physical brutality and winning against the fellow man who's just as strong.
Well, and the game has changed over the years. I was lucky enough to play with Boomer Esiason and Sam Weich, and we basically developed a foreign language at the line of scrimmage. And eventually the defenses had to learn how to react to that.
Anderson the run. Flag down.
And so what happened?
Personal foul, grasping the face mask, offense number 82. 15-yard penalty, second down.
And so what happened, ultimately, the quarterbacks had the speakers in their helmet and coach could communicate things with them. And so the defense said, well, wait a minute, now we should have that same right. Then they got the communication. And so now these coaches for 15 seconds can coach the middle linebacker and the quarterback. But no matter how brilliant a play caller you are on the sideline, there's no way you could anticipate what that quarterback is going to see from the defense or what that linebacker is going to see from the formations and the motions. And so much of this game now is a last-second check at the line of scrimmage. Quarterback checks, linebacker checks, quarterback might check back, and it's just that fast out there right now.
You saw the movement there.
False start, offense number 60. 5-yard penalty, second down.
On McGovern, and Denver is sloppy here the last couple of plays. You saw the green dot on the back of Antonio Morrison, the linebacker for Indianapolis. The quarterbacks have the green dot on the back of their helmet. Those are the ones who can receive the radio communication directly from the sideline or from up in the coach's box, which they've changed. As we were talking about how the game has changed, it was interesting. We had to remind ourselves, the offensive communication system has been there since '94. The defense didn't get it till 2008. They were always complaining about it. It took 14 years of complaining to get the equality. Anderson, the carry there, stopped by Morrison.
Yeah, I kind of laughed when Keith Butler used to say in Pittsburgh that they've got the communication, but he has a deep southern drawl, and sometimes his linebackers have a tough time figuring it out. But it really is. It's an amazing game now, and the centers are as much a part of the community. The centers are reading the safeties down the field now. I mean, it's amazing how far the game has advanced.
3rd and 21 with a 2-score lead. Just going to run it here. Booker got pulled down, perhaps illegally, by Morrison. Is that a face mask? Let's see.
Personal foul, grasping the face mask. Defense number 44.
Oh, that's a bad
15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
That's a really bad penalty.
On 3rd and 21.
No, that's bad. That's not good at all. Let's see if it actually happened. Yep. Only one thing. You know, the other thing that we learned this week is that there's a phrase called earmuffs.
Right.
I never heard this before. So if it's 3rd down and less than 5, the call goes out earmuffs.
Right.
So that you know, don't listen to the hard count. Don't jump offside and give them an automatic first down. Now they're going to start calling out face mask. And, you know, don't grab the face mask on 3rd and 1 million.
Anderson runs to the left. Marcus Hunt the tackle. Gain of 2 yards there as we have 10:50 left in this 4th quarter. Denver trying to win back-to-back games after the 8-game slide. Indianapolis trying to avoid yet another loss. Well, they've had halftime leads, these Colts. You think about it, 6 times in these 10 losses, they've had a halftime lead. And same story here tonight, up 10-7. Denver outscores them 15-3 in the 3rd. And they're pushing on one of the roughest seasons in the history of the league for getting half the job done. Anderson. Inside for a couple.
It's really interesting. They're playing to their defense now because Brock Osweiler was smoking. It's like, why do you stop throwing the football now? He just was unstoppable coming in. 11 for 15, 174 yards, 2 touchdowns, 151 rating. Is like everything he did was just working. But when you have a defense, this is what the Broncos used to be able to do. Get a lead, run the football, bleed that clock down, now throw it when you have to and complete a big 3rd down pass. Keep it alive.
He's coming with that confidence, looking off those safeties, firing the ball to the open receiver. Here he is, 3rd and 6, had to make a throw, and he did to Latimer, who's having a fabulous night here. First down to the 37-yard line. Cody Latimer, 3rd catch on the evening.
This is the same exact play that Trevor Siemian threw the interception on to begin the game. So here he is going across the field here, Cody Latimer. But again, you have a big receiver. Let him go up and make a play. And there's DJ White, really had no idea where the ball was, didn't get his head around, but what a night for Cody Latimer. I know Cody Latimer hopes our ratings are really high tonight, so everybody gets to see this.
Bleed! Oh my eyes!
From the 37, and is Anderson for the 22nd time tonight. He's over 100 rushing yards, 116 for C.J. Anderson.
How about Brock Osweiler? You know, the one thing that he told us that I found really interesting, and we said, oh, how was it going to Cleveland? You know, they traded, you know, for the contract and the whole thing.
Sure.
He said, it was great. He said, Hugh Jackson up there is a guy that is just teaches fundamentals, and I really felt like my fundamentals had gotten away from me a little bit in Houston, and it really served me really well. He was having some trouble missing the ball high, and I think Hugh Jackson fixed some of it because I'm not seeing it here tonight.
You know, and that's some of the things they talk about. Hugh Jackson's record in 2 years here is 1-28, could be 1-31 if the Browns lose the rest of their games. But they're at least talking about from the ownership side as the new GM was brought in to keep him as the head coach next year. We'll see if that transpires through the year, but you've always heard good things about Hugh Jackson, and we've seen it working with offenses, Raiders, Cincinnati, among others.
I wouldn't mind coaching Cleveland. They got a lot of picks coming up and a lot of cash. This is a team they've been building slowly. Don't be surprised if that thing gets turned around pretty quickly.
I think you can fit it right in with Thursday and Sunday nights. 3rd and 4, Anderson, you saw confusion with the Colts as they were trying to get lined up. They couldn't get lined up. The Broncos beat them. First down halfway through this 4th quarter.
Well, and one of the problems you have is with John Bostic out of the lineup at middle linebacker. Remember all the communication we were talking about? And you can see there that they're trying to make adjustments and get guys back in the right spot, but it just is not happening because their quarterback, if you will, is out of the game. So the quarterback for the Broncos out, and the quarterbacks for the Colts defense out as well.
And the guy was running around in the wrong spot, 37, DJ White. First time he's playing significant defensive snaps. First down, Devontae Booker time now. Good tackle in the open field by Quincy Wilson, the rookie. Limits the gain. It's 3. Here's Heather.
An update on Broncos wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders. In the first half, had his right foot spatted. He continued to play with a limp. Now he is on the sideline. He's been testing it back and forth. He has been officially ruled out with a right ankle injury. And Mike, just a reminder, in week 6, he had a right ankle sprain and missed the following 2 games.
Yeah, that slowed him and really got that roll going where he could not get those normal Emmanuel Sanders games that we've become so used to going. They went to him often here tonight with 7 catches and 68 yards, but limited by the injury.
180! What's up?
All right, textbook drive when you're up 9. They're taking 10 minutes off the clock here. They're still in field goal range, of course, as we dive under 6 minutes left. You said it before, Chris, that template for what you can do with pass rushers and corners, which means you've got a good defense. And the kind of play Osweiler's given him tonight, if this happens earlier in the year, they're not losing 8 straight games, and they're not in this hole.
No, they're not, but he wasn't making throws like this either when he got his opportunity. So, you know, this is...
They're playing the Colts. They're playing a bad team, too.
But this is also... This is a big game for Brock Osweiler. I mean, he's trying to impress people. Who knows? They might draft in the first round a quarterback. They might sign Kirk Cousins. You don't know what's going to happen.
3rd and 8 here. Osweiler scrambles. Goes sideline, caught by Anderson. It'll be, see, he was out of bounds. First to touch, his foot must hit the sideline. So that'll wipe this one out. Looks like we'll get to 4th down.
Illegally touching the pass, offense number 22, stepped out of bounds, came back in, and was first to touch the pass. The penalty is loss of down at the previous spot, 4th down.
Anderson said, my bad, but he's had real good tonight. 24 carries, 127 yards. The second 100-yard rushing game for the Broncos he's having.
Yep, now a big field goal here and makes it awfully tough. You knock this one through.
Take it up 12 if they can do it. McManus, who missed 5 field goals each of the past 2 seasons, missed a short one against the Jets, a 29-yarder, had a miss earlier tonight from 40. This one from 40 is perfect. Up a dozen. Denver in Indy.
If it's alright, I wanna kick it with you all night, all night. Have a good time. Ain't gotta worry, cause it's alright, it's alright. All night, all night, all night, baby. Don't be shy, don't be shy, don't be shy, baby.
Really? 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 Really?
Really?
Really? See Zero in a whole new way. Get 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 due at signing on select Volkswagen models. Now with the People First warranty.
Oh, baby, you got what I need. You got everything I need. You like medicine to me. Oh, I'm thankful every day.
Ultra.
Michelob Ultra, 55% fewer carbs than a glass of white wine.
Thursday Night Football brought to you by Volkswagen, winning duos we're talking about here. We're talking about the duo at the top of the AFC playoff picture. Pittsburgh, which has clinched its spot. New England lost Monday night against Miami, changes a lot. And we're talking about winning duos here. Don't forget Volkswagen. Don't forget Jacksonville. Don't forget Jacksonville at 9-4. Chris, they're very much in the picture to get a number 2 seed in the AFC, depending how things play out over the last 3 weeks.
We have had more than a few people tell us over the past few weeks, be careful with Jacksonville. That team and the way they play defense, be careful.
Hey, let me remind you, stay tuned for the Volkswagen SUVW postgame report coming up after tonight's game.
He loves it.
Okay, I gotta run.
Hey, wait, there's something I need to tell you.
Dang!
See zero in a whole new way. Get 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 due at signing on select Volkswagen models. Now with the People First warranty.
This is Google Home Mini. It makes shopping super easy. Like when you finally get home from the store but forgot that one thing. Just say, hey Google, buy dog food. It knows that was a disaster and this one's your fave. And while you're doing that, it can do this. Okay, ordered coffee. And when you don't want to share everything with your family. Reordering gummy vitamins. And you even get free delivery from here, and lots of other places with Google Express. Google Home and Google Home Mini. Now starting at $29.
At Farmers, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything. Even a swing set standoff. And we covered it. July 1st, 2015. Talk to Farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
This season, get 2 lines of unlimited data for $80 a month on the Cricket Unlimited 2 plan. Plus, get great deals on LG smartphones when you switch. All on a network that covers over 99% of Americans. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
Party people!
Jack Nicklaus, Lee Trevino, and John Daly headline a field of golf's legends. The PNC Father-Son Challenge, Saturday on Golf Channel and NBC.
Coming up later tonight on NFL Network, it's the Mazda postgame show. Amber Theo Harris, Reggie Wayne, Colts great, Steve Smith Sr., Michael Irvin. Break it down, talk to one of the stars of tonight's game on the set. About 5 minutes left. Jacoby Brissett tried to engineer. They need 2 scores. That first one for Jack Doyle was incomplete.
Well, Jack Doyle's kind of a local hero, isn't he, from this area? And he's a hero amongst these coaches, too. He does whatever needed. He's probably their second best run blocker up front behind Anthony Costanzo. Catches the ball, plays fullback, lead blocker. He doesn't care. You just give him something to do, and he does it pretty well.
Undrafted, leads the team in receptions. Add another one to that. Just 4th on the night, 68th on the season. Clock runs under 5.
But it's been a bit of a mess this year for this offensive line, and that's what's so tough. The left side has stayed intact, but from the center over to the right, there has been nothing but constant movement this entire season. Hard to rebuild like that.
3rd and 6, Brissett flushed by Shelby Harris's pressure, and on the run to Doyle one more time. Brings it in. Broncos sideline was trying to say no. They'll move the chains. First down, Indianapolis.
Well, you're going to see he'll get a little chip on Von Miller. That helps his quarterback. Now a scramble against Will Parks. Sten, make the catch. Get your toes down. Let's see whether or not. Yeah. Kicked up some of those pellets.
Wait. 4:35 to go. You see what Brissett sees. That was tried to be scooped off the ground by Kamar Aiken, but ruled that it skidded first. Incomplete. 2nd down. Some great corners here. The no-fly zone, they call them, Chris.
You can pretty much count on the fact that there's not going to be a whole lot of action, or at least a whole lot of production against those two guys. They have been two of the best for a long time now, and I make the argument that this is Bradley Roby's best year of his career, number 29. So when you have three shutdown corners on the back end, a lot of things make sense. You can bring a lot of pressure. You can have these two inside linebackers lining up right there and then dropping out late.
It was Harris blitzing that time and scanning the field. Brissett kept that alive to Doyle to the 40. 3rd and 6 coming up with 4:15 in the hurry-up. Broncos getting subs in and out. Ball's not spotted yet, so they can get settled. Doyle again. Let's see, he looked to be short with the ball. He was, marking a yard short of the first down, so it's 4th and 1 here at the 45. 3:59 left, down 2 scores. A 3-10.
Interesting. Going to the ground, but he took 2 steps first, so I think they're going to give him credit for that catch, rightfully so. Yep, that's where that ball crossed the line.
That's where it crossed that sideline. The official ran right in there. It looked to be a little bit farther ahead of where it was spotted in the 45. 4th and 1, Colts will go for it here. And Brissett over the middle, incomplete. Trying to get it to Chester Rogers. A tough time holding on to the ball this year. Turn it over on downs. Turn it back to the Broncos.
Really? 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 Really?
Really?
Really? See zero in a whole new way. Get 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 due at signing on select Volkswagen models. Now with the People First warranty.
It's for my mom.
You know it's for men.
I know. Here, Mom. I hope you like it.
It's perfect.
I miss you guys so much. I love you, baby.
I love you, honey.
And Merry Christmas.
I'm Jenny, and I quit smoking with Chantix. I had tried to quit before. I had tried the patch. I tried to go cold turkey. It didn't work for me. I didn't think I could quit until I used Chantix.
Along with support, Chantix Varenicline is proven to help people quit smoking.
Chantix reduced my urge to smoke.
When you try to quit smoking, with or without Chantix, you may have nicotine withdrawal symptoms. Some people had changes in behavior or thinking, aggression, hostility, agitation, depressed mood, or suicidal thoughts or actions with Chantix. Serious side effects may include seizures, new or worse heart or blood vessel problems, sleepwalking, or allergic and skin reactions, which can be life-threatening. Stop Chantix and get help right away if you have any of these. Tell your healthcare provider if you've had depression or other mental health problems. Decrease alcohol use while taking Chantix. Use caution when driving or operating machinery. The most common side effect is nausea.
After 25 years, I walked away from cigarettes.
Ask your doctor if Chantix is right for you. Many insurance plans cover Chantix for a low or $0 copay.
Hi, I'm Kevin Hart, and I'm hosting SNL this week with Foo Fighters. Kevin, you is way too close. It's because I'm excited.
Kevin, come back here with us.
No, man. I'm pumped up. Can they see me? You just too close, man.
All new SNL this week on NBC.
Well, Mitchell Trubisky played well against Cincinnati. We'll see how he does in Detroit against Matthew Stafford and the Lions. That's an NFL Network special Saturday night. And then Phillip Rivers and the Los Angeles Chargers take on Kansas City. First place in the AFC West on the line. Doubleheader NFL Network Saturday special for you. 4:30 Eastern Time. Our first kickoff in downtown Detroit. Kurt Warner joined me on that broadcast. Look forward to hearing the Hall of Famer. C.J. Anderson the carry there. 3:50 to go. Indianapolis takes a quick timeout. And we will do the same.
Dilly dilly.
Greg, you're alive. Where'd you go?
Get beer.
Wait, so you escaped the pit of misery and you came back?
Yeah, with Bud Light.
That is the dumbest thing that I have.
Oh, shut up, Doug.
Yeah, shut up, Doug. Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
So, what'd I miss?
Kevin cried.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Here's to the friends you can always count on.
Nice chair.
Thanks. I use MasterPass.
MasterPass?
Yeah, MasterPass. Pass.
Was it expensive?
Priceless.
MasterPass by MasterCard, the modern way to pay.
Okay, I gotta run.
Hey, wait, there's something I need to tell you.
Dang.
Dang.
See zero in a whole new way. Get 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 due at signing on select Volkswagen models. Now with the People First warranty.
Weekend deals are back at Target. This weekend, save 20% on Star Wars toys, apparel, and home decor. Save big with weekend deals every weekend. Only at Target.
NFL Network Saturday Special. It's a doubleheader only on NFL Network. First at 4:30, it's Bears and Lions, followed by Chargers and Chiefs. When it's on, it's on. Saturday starting at 4:30, only on NFL Network.
This holds up. This is going to feel good for Brock Osweiler. I get that little side note to history. First substitute quarterback in Broncos history, 2 touchdown passes and a touchdown run in a game. Great digging up that fact, but just to get a win. You walk off the field, and you've taken your team, if this holds on, to a victory. Good run. C.J. Anderson having a huge night and adding to it 145 yards. Well, as we mentioned, these two teams eliminated a bunch of playoff teams with big games, including the Green Bay Packers, who get Aaron Rodgers back into 6 full games, won the last couple to gain some momentum, and they've given them a chance, albeit a long shot, giving them a chance at Rodgers coming back.
X factor, right? I mean, we've seen them before just get in the playoffs and Aaron gets hot and all of a sudden here you go. But if somehow the Green Bay Packers find their way into this playoff system, it's a different sort of playoffs at that point.
7-6, bunch of teams back there, a game behind Atlanta for the final spot. Anderson another run here. Rodgers getting ready for his return against the Carolina Panthers on Sunday.
And that won't be easy with the pass rush they have. And then you turn right around with the Minnesota Vikings and you got to face the team that knocked you out.
Here's what Aaron said yesterday after that first full practice back.
I feel confident I'll be able to go out there and play the way I've always played, but yeah, I've been off for 7 games and been out for a while. Hopefully it gives a lift to some of the guys, but you know, I'm not coming back to save this team. I'm coming back to play quarterback the way I know how to play it, and hopefully we all raise the level of our play collectively and find a way to win these 3 games.
That's what we're going to have to do at Carolina, then Minnesota, like you mentioned, on NBC the Saturday before Christmas, the 23rd, and then they close like they did last year at Ford Field on New Year's Eve. Now, they're going to need some help, but if they get to 8 and they get to 9, which is going to be hard, can you imagine Rodgers back in the mix with a game to win to maybe get in the playoffs in Detroit where he's been terrific?
Boy, if they can pull it off in Carolina and set up that rematch against Minnesota, that place is going crazy.
2nd and 4, Anderson to carry. 3rd highest rushing game for Anderson, 151 yards. So 1 of 3 mega games on that Sunday slate. Another one late afternoon, Patriots going to Pittsburgh. What'd you see, Chris, with that Patriots loss in Miami that's changed the tone of this game a little bit?
It really did, because, you know, you just look at the Patriots and they just go up and down the field. Then without Gronkowski, you could tell the difference that he made not being in there. That all of a sudden now those wide receivers are getting paid a little more attention. They weren't getting open against the one-on-one coverage down the field, but we don't often see Tom Brady play 2 in a row like that, you know, but you're talking about the game. I mean, this really is unless something strange happens down the stretch for home field advantage. And if Pittsburgh has home field, you got to kind of like them. If New England has home field, you got to kind of like them. And whoever wins the game has the tiebreaker between those two.
This is 3rd and 4, and Anderson's going to get it and get some more to the 13-yard line, capping off this sensational evening. 159 yards.
I have to give a little bit of a tip of the cap, if I could, to this offensive line for the Denver Broncos. They simply tonight have had the ability to take over at times, and we have seen one running back after another in behind those guys, and maybe led tonight a little bit by Connor McGovern coming in at that right guard position and just moving some people on those inside zone plays. Nice job tonight by this offensive line.
This is the kind of football they need to play after that first drive with the turnover. They'll lose a couple of yards there, but in this second half, Denver has 254 yards to just 90 for Indianapolis, as the Broncos are on their way to back-to-back wins after the 8-game slide. 2-minute warning here in Indianapolis, and the Broncos leading by a dozen.
Quiet in this room, I need
noise. This came in the mail today. The blocks unlock the tattoo. It's gonna start an epidemic. 2 million infected. Oh my God.
We need to stop them. Now.
Tomorrow, live on Today, Al Roker's special holiday event. A USO show. Celebrate the season as we honor America's troops and their families on Today.
25-13 Denver. Reminder, the Volkswagen postgame is coming up. Heather will talk to the star of the game, and we will wrap this one up. Take a peek ahead to Sunday. Raiders and Cowboys, NBC Sunday Night Football, as we wrap up the Thursday portion of the schedule. Thanks to everyone who worked on our Thursday night crew, of course, led by the guys who lead you on Sunday, Fred Godelli, Drew Esikoff. Tremendous team.
They'll go back and introduce themselves to their families.
You guys have all worked these Thursdays and Sundays. It's terrific. Pleasure for all of us to be a part of it. Devontae Booker with the run here. Colts cannot stop it. And Chris, you talk about this offense for Denver. It's been a good show today, and it's really been a reminder. They've pieced this thing back together late in the season.
Yeah, and let's give some credit to Bill Musgrave. He has come in and took over as the offensive coordinator for Mike McCoy, and he doesn't even have his system in. He's still running McCoy's system and those plays, but he really simplified things. He sort of brought them back in a little bit more of the running game, tried to focus in on just doing things a little bit more, easier, I guess is what it is. Let's just keep it easy and keep our quarterbacks doing something they fully understand. And, he was fired from the Oakland Raiders. Basically, Todd Downing was the guy, the offensive coordinator, that he was getting offers from other places, and the Raiders, Jack Del Rio, wanted to keep him. And so here was a guy that really did a great job with the Raiders. You have to say what Derek Carr and that offense did a season ago. If Derek Carr doesn't get hurt, who knows what the Raiders would have done in the playoffs, right?
Absolutely.
And so here he comes, and now getting an opportunity here. And you wonder if he's a little bit of the X factor now for John Elway. And what are they going to do with the quarterback? But certainly they have a guy in-house that knows how to take a young quarterback and develop him.
Did it in Oakland. He was in Minnesota before that. He's been a coordinator at Carolina, Jacksonville.
Worked with Matty Ice.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. And those are just his coordinator jobs, let alone the quarterback, like you pointed out when he was with Atlanta. He's kept this offense manageable for this team, and you've seen the results of the last 2 weeks. Heather?
Mike, it's really cool to see what these teams do in their communities during the holidays. Last week, Chris Harris Jr. and teammates decorated cookies with kids at the Denver Rescue Mission holiday party. Harris attends this event every year, and he brings his family along too. And the Colts, they teamed up with Cold Feet, warm shoes, and hats to help fit almost 500 needy children with new shoes and warm hats for winter. And Mike Jabal-Shear told me he loves when he can put a smile on a kid's face, especially during the holidays.
It's so cool. It's this community, it's Denver, it's all over the country. How NFL players and organizations do that. 4th and 10, not going to risk a field goal here. They'll just run it with Booker. He'll be stopped, and the Colts will take over on downs with 27 seconds left. And this Denver offense will leave with a job well done tonight. 462 yards to support the defense. Look at the smile on Von Miller.
Yeah, and watch them pass their offensive players and teammates now. Little high fives, little smiles, little thumbs up, little way to go, guys. And because they've been waiting for that kind of explosion on the offensive side for quite some time. And Von Miller, the coach said, "Are you serious? Not going out there in 27 seconds."
Well,